There is magic in the way it is created, the way it behaves. And beyond the magic of light itself, there is the magic of science.
It takes a steady hand on the wheel. As a matter of fact, to get anywhere in this contest, a fellow's got to have everything under control.
Beyond the walls of factories, laboratories, to people with ideas, skills, and something more.
Hi everyone and welcome to Casa Ferrari 2023 as the sun beats down on us here on the first fairway and this lovely lawn. We are looking forward to celebrating the spirit of racing with Ferrari. Coming up, we have a packed program for you to enjoy. I'll be talking to the president of Ferrari North America, Matteo Torre. Not only that, but the head of Ferrari Classic A as well, Andrea Modena, is going to be here. But of course, I couldn't have this stage all to myself. Alongside me, thank you for welcoming me back. I'm so pleased. Justin Bell, good afternoon.
Well, thank you for having me as well. I mean, I tell you what, to everybody here in the Monterey Peninsula this weekend, we're part of something special. I really can't underestimate or state enough how significant Casa Ferrari has become. Remember, it's the 72nd running of the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance tomorrow. Collectors, fans from all over the world have gathered here, but Saturday belongs to Ferrari, and just look at the cars out there on the field behind us. And while Casa Ferrari is a very exclusive, amazing boutique experience for Ferrari aficionados, out there, that is maybe the best car show of the weekend right behind us, and today belongs to Ferrari.
Indeed, and right in the middle of that car show down there on the lawn, very good afternoon to Amanda Busick.
Well, hey guys, I know you're up there comfortable on the stage, and while you're comfortable up there, I would have to say that I especially have the best seat in-house. Look at this lawn here for the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance. You know, last year we celebrated the 75th anniversary of Ferrari. Every spot out here, there was a Ferrari from every year. We also celebrated 30 years of the Ferrari Challenge. Well, when you look at the last year of racing for Ferrari, it was special. And we're going to be talking about that today, but I get to talk about the incredible machinery down here and also the incredible garages that they come from. And I know everyone's going to be busy today, but Dave, I bet you're going to have the helm taken care of.
Thank you. Indeed so. But before we get to Matteo Torre, our president of Ferrari North America, is alongside me here. And delighted that you've taken time to join us here in the sunshine. We'll speak in just a moment. Just before we do that, though, JB has disappeared already and has headed up towards the stage because I think something very exciting going to be happening there, JB.
Well, remember that being here at Casa Ferrari, every year there's a special surprise for everybody in attendance, and this year there is no exception. Right behind me is a very special vehicle that I will be unveiling in a little bit. And of course, we'll be talking about some of the incredible motorsport highlights and success that Ferrari sports cars have bought this year. There's a lot going on, Dave.
Indeed there is. Very much looking forward to everything that we've got coming up this afternoon. But first and foremost, and most importantly, Matteo Torre, then the president of Ferrari North America, is with me. If you would, Matteo, tell us more about the Casa Ferrari for those that are watching around the world.
Well, we are always very excited to be here at Casa Ferrari. This is a unique place, and we are very excited to be here, Elena, for another incredible edition of Casa Ferrari at Pebble Beach. We are always looking for a busy moment. This year we have a theme. The theme of Casa Ferrari in 2023 is the spirit of racing. We will have soon an incredible display here on the Fairway 1. The spirit of racing cannot be the best team really when we have this year, especially because we are back from the 24-hour of Le Mans this year at the top step of the podium. Really, we won the race after almost 50 years of absence from this race. So we have a beautiful trophy here at Casa Ferrari, and you will see over this weekend we will have many surprises for you.
So looking forward to those surprises, Matteo, and it gives you a warm feeling in the heart to be here, and that's why this edition of Casa Ferrari is so very special, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very special. You will see, we will have incredible cars. We will have incredible cars on the lawn. We will have almost really 80 cars really on display. We will have cars that are raced the 24-hour of Le Mans. And we will have also all the racing cars that are racing also in the Challenge Series, in the X6 program. And we will have on display also our new baby, the SF90 X6 Stradale.
Tell me, Matteo, my last question to you, 2023, and we're not through 2023 yet. There's still quite a bit of the year to come, but it's certainly a year for us in Ferrari that will be remembered. What thus far is the moment that has stuck in your mind the most to celebrate?
But clearly, the 24-hour of Le Mans has been an incredible moment. Has been an incredible moment for the entire Ferrari community, for all our fans. That is definitely the important moment from the racing part. And really, we have many new launches. We have presented to the market the new Roma Spider, so that was a very important moment for the company. And we recently launched and announced the SF90 X6 Stradale.
Matteo, as always, lovely to talk to you. I know we're going to hear more from you during the course of this afternoon. But, of course, you mentioned there something to celebrate, of course, was the Circuit de la Sarre in Le Mans. What a weekend that was in June.
In the world of speed, our story is not measured in years, but in the daring spirit of racing. Driven by grit, purpose, and passion. This year, we started a new challenge, fueled by the pursuit of excellence and innovation. After 50 years, we're back in the top class of the World Endurance Championship, taking our racing spirit to new heights and loving every second of it. Because this is not just what we do. It's who we are.
That was phenomenal. The 499P hypercar as Ferrari returned to the very top class at Le Mans. However, another car making its debut this year and did so in Daytona was, of course, the Ferrari 296, where the Ferrari 296 has been successful as well, where none other than the most demanding Nürburgring.
Well, what a year it has been for Ferrari when it comes to sports car racing, winning for the first ever time the demanding, arduous, incredibly dangerous Nürburgring 24 Hours was indeed a highlight for the Ferrari brand. But of course, in June, they went to Le Mans, La Sarthe, Le 24 Heures du Mans for the ultimate race anywhere in the world, and that is, of course, to try and win the famous Le Mans 24 Hours. Now, they were there with their hypercar, and all odds stacked against them because the world's manufacturers were gathered to take that title. I went to watch, and I'll tell you this, it was perhaps the most staggering, situation to see 350,000 people all gathered there. Now, at the end of the 24 hours, as it started to wind down and the Ferrari was out in front, I don't think there was anyone, whether it was a manufacturer, a race team, a driver, sponsor, even everybody in the other cars that wouldn't have wished, if it wasn't them that would take the overall victory, that it was Ferrari. And as the car crossed the line, I was actually there looking down from the ACO press box, looking down, and I took a picture with my camera. It went past and I went, oh my God, I caught the moment as the Ferrari took the lead, took the win for the first time in 58 years. Now, everybody that's gathered here watching at Casa Ferrari, if you get a chance, come over and take a look at this, because this is the Le Mans Trophy. It is the first year that it's ever been given to an overall winner. And a year ago today, right here at Pebble Beach, I actually launched the centenary of Le Mans. I had no idea that just 365 days later, it would be in the hands of Ferrari. It is totally stunning. Now, of course, Ferrari, as you know, it's so much more than just a race team there with the drivers, some of the best drivers in the world. You have the fans, and of course you have the family that put Ferrari together. And when you go to Maranello and you see the passion for this brand, it literally employing tens of thousands of people in the region, they have decades of passion for this incredible company. And it showed, because when all the dust settled at the racetrack, they took the cars back to Maranello, they drove them through the streets, and the entire town went wild. If that is not an indication of the depth of passion for Ferrari, then nothing is. Just take a look at this, because this trophy, the cars, the driver, and the spirit of Ferrari competition was celebrated in an Italian style.
Now, I've had the privilege of being in Maranello. Having been to Maranello, I guess I can really appreciate how that place takes ownership of the wonderful prancing horse Ferrari brand. And truly, that parade was something very, very spectacular, as everyone came out to really cheer and to really salute what was an extraordinary achievement as Ferrari returned to the top class of Le Mans racing and being successful and parading out there around the streets of Maranello. Giving me goosebumps just watching that all over again. Also with goosebumps, but for all the right reasons, for excitement, and that's because she's down on the lawn and really enjoying herself this afternoon, Amanda Booson.
Dave, I definitely have goosebumps. How special is it that the Ferrari fans got to celebrate that iconic win in the birthplace of Ferrari? There was only ever going to be one person to win the 100th running of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, and that logo right there will be synonymous with that victory. When you think of racing, aerodynamics have always been key to performance. Engineers and designers, they are always in search of a 1/10 of a second. 100th of a second can be the difference between winning and losing. Well, if you look at the Monza, the design is described as being sculpted by the wind. It is futuristic, yet it is rooted in tradition. It is modern, yet it is timeless. And when I said earlier that we were going to be visiting some incredible garages today, I want to let you know that this guy houses a powerful V12 engine underneath that produces a sound that is loved by its collectors. It's no surprise that a Grammy winner would be taken by the SP1 and the SP2. Let's take a look.
Oh, so you like my outfit, huh? Put on a race suit for an interview. Oh, you say Ferrari? Okay, I'm gonna overdo it. I'm gonna put the whole race suit on. I would wear this in the street. I'll go to a party in this. Got Mr. Zaza on there, which is the zone. The Zaza is the zone. It's the energy. It's the good vibrations. You know, Ferrari is definitely the Zaza. I feel like I'm back at the show. My name is Kasim Swiss Beats Dean, and right now we're in me and my wife's residence, the Razor House, designed by Wallace Cunningham. My vision for this place, to be honest, this place was my screensaver for like 6 years. I never thought to move to San Diego. I was always a fan of the house from the Iron Man movie, and a fan of Wallace Cunningham as well. And being into architecture and art, it just happened. You know, like it was like my screensaver came to life. Trying to get my wife out of New York, I was like, man, that's gonna be the biggest task. The biggest task is not gonna be the house, it's gonna be getting the queen of New York out of New York. If I was gonna move from New York, I wanted it to be something that had some character. Then I'm on my way to LA and I get a phone call from the realtor and he says, we have the listing of the Razor House. I'm like, what? And at this time, I just wanted to see it. So I canceled like both of my important meetings and drove to San Diego. And to make a long story short, the universe worked out. I mean, like, for me, this is not a garage, right? Like, for me, this is, we call it the 4th floor. Imagine the cars in the library, imagine the cars in the speakeasy, imagine the cars in like a New York apartment, just in as furniture and as art pieces. And that's how I want to treat it. I don't want to treat it like some mechanical place. Coming from the South Bronx, and for some reason, I just always was into cars. And you know, you would imagine cars driving by, oh, that's my car, this is my car, that's my car. And then I made my first hit at 17. And then from there, things got a little bit more spicy. I went through all these different phases, and I feel that landing at Ferrari is the best choice I've ever made. And so I went all new. So right now, you know, you see the LaFerrari, which I feel is my favorite driving experiences in the LaFerrari. Like, it is unbelievable. SP1, SP2, pretty rare to have them side by side. SP3 on the way. But my goal is to have all SPs, please. And I haven't seen anybody in my culture really collect properly. Like, I've seen everybody just have things to say they have things, but I haven't really seen somebody lay out a real roadmap and a plan and choose a focus, because so many opportunities come my way and I have to say no, right? I'm like, I'm only doing Ferrari. I think of Ferrari as visionaries, innovation, forward thinking. Ferrari is the driving culture, but Ferrari is the art culture. It's the fashion culture. It's the creative culture. It's the design cultures. All of those things. What Flavio's doing, what the whole entire Ferrari team is doing, has just been way ahead of its time. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I'm Tommy Cabarizo, and we're in Miami, Florida. Miami is great for
traffic.
Welcome to Miami. The car culture here was always present. I want to say in the last 5 to 10 years, just how Miami has grown. The car culture itself has grown. I want to say a lot of it used to be based out of the West Coast and Northeast collectors from New York and Boston. Miami is great for the fact that it's simply summer year-round. So my family was always into cars. So mine and my dad's vision was always aligned into the limited production examples that you guys have seen downstairs, but in more recent years, I think it's bonded even stronger into the race car world that we've recently entered, just given the fact that I was running Challenge for so many years, and now I'm involved in Competizione GT, and obviously I have a strong affection, let's say, with the Ferrari race brand. As you'll see with the F40 LM, with the FXX, there's the 333, not that there was a running road car version of that car, but I guess it's a unique realm of the Ferrari collecting world that we're just starting to dive into. My favorite Ferrari that I've driven in the collection is the A12 Competizione, which I was able to put on the track at Concorso Club last week. Originally, I was supposed to spend about an hour there, and I ended up spending about 4.5 hours there because I was absolutely blown away by the car. I beat the shit out of the tires. COVID kind of changed the way we use the space. We always had a barbecue up here in a dining area downstairs. We started having our own lunches organized here by a chef that's very close to us. He makes a fantastic burger, and he typically uses the space that's here right on this rooftop, and we organize lunches that take place downstairs, and they're great. The racing simulator that I have is cool as spectacle, but it's really awesome and cool as far as it works as a training tool. And I'm going to Monza next week, and although I've been there before, tomorrow I'm probably gonna spend a few hours on the simulator. There's a lot of great car collections in Miami, but typically a lot of these great car collections are just an air-conditioned warehouse with tires and parts and posters, but no build-out was to the caliber of the actual car collection. I think with this location, we kind of, I don't want to say change that, but we started working at changing that. I don't think up until recently, I mean, even if you just take the value of, let's say, F40s or 550 Berlinetta, for example, in recent time, everything kind of changed with these cars, and they started to get looked at for what they really are, which is art. And now we do see popping up all over town spaces that kind of reflect their collection. I would say that this place reflects us.
Those are absolutely fascinating pieces. And I'm delighted to welcome alongside me now the head of Ferrari Classiche, Andrea Modena. Good afternoon, Andrea. And just watching those garage pieces, I think it's just perfect passion being explored in terms of these cars being lovingly looked after.
Dave, first of all, thank you so much, and it's extremely nice and pleasant to see you again together in Casa Ferrari in Pebble Beach. Garage, you know what is stunning to me is that when people are approaching us and are visiting us, they remain surprised about the fact that we do not own car. That's definitely the truth. All the cars we have are customer cars. And all the cars you see here disposed are customer cars. So their garage, they are more than happy to open their garage. They're incredible garage, they're amazing garage. The garage that keeps the history alive, and they would like to have the history and bring the history live for us.
Okay. And how big is it for our owners then, Andrea, to bring these cars to an event like this here at Casa Ferrari at Pebble Beach? Because it's just a wonderful open-air showroom, and the cars lovingly looked after. I mean, it must be such a thrill.
Bringing a car to Casa Ferrari for our owner, our passionate owner, people that would love to have the car exposed is the way to be in touch with us. And at the very beginning, Dave, you were mentioning the fact that passion is the meaning of everything. So what they really would like to express and to show is their passion for cars, for motorsport, their passion for Ferrari, their connection with Ferrari. And so all the people we connect with and we ask to have their car at Casa Ferrari, they are always extremely keen, and I know that often they are asking to bring more and more and more. We could have 200 cars exposed there instead of 76 as we did this year.
Now, I know it's like a bit like me asking you to name your favorite child when I ask you for particular cars that we should pay attention to, but I know in particular you have given me a couple to highlight, one of which is the 340 America, Andrea.
Listen, Dave. First of all, I have to say that I'm paid to say that my favorite is the next one. So I have to admit, working for the company and answering the question as our founder said, the best one will be the next. Now, this is for joking. Coming to the two you were mentioning, let's make a connection with the object that we got here on our left, the trophy related to the 24-hour Le Mans. So let's go for the 312 PB. In 1973, that has been the last car that has been used to race in Le Mans. Whatever it happened, whatever it went. And being here in 2023, having close to us the trophy, meaning our victory this year at the 100th anniversary of the one, I would like to say, the most famous endurance races in the world, is an extremely great honor. And the 312 PB means that, means a link, a direct link with the history and with that part. The 312 PB is an amazing car, is an incredible, stunning car to be driven, extremely hard to be driven fast, but where you can have really great fun to drive, or thrill to drive, as you prefer.
As always, Andrea, I find it fascinating to talk to you because the passion comes from you, as well as everyone, of course, in Ferrari, and we are just thrilled and delighted to have so many wonderful cars here, not only on display, of course, in Casa Ferrari, but out there on the lawn for everyone to go and have a look at the heritage of Ferrari. Andrea Modena, head of Ferrari Classic A, once again, thank you for sparing the time. Amanda, again, the goosebumps are bubbling on the side of my arm.
Well, Dave, I think the word that I love from Andrea there was passion, and the passion is absolutely represented here down on the lawn here at Pebble Beach. But we've been talking a lot about the latest win for Ferrari at Le Mans, but we forget that the last victory was 58 years ago in 1965, and it was all about this guy, the 250 LM. Less than 100 of these have been produced, so that is extremely rare what you're looking at, but it is fast, it is attractive, and it is successful, and that is quintessential Ferrari. A snapshot in time. This is a piece of art to its collector, and we're going to head down to Miami and answer the question, can art be instinctive? You're going to find out.
You asked if art is instinctive, and for me it is very. I mean, it has to appeal to me. I have to see something in it, whether it's the hand, you know, the details, or what the artist is trying to, you know, say or, you know, present. My name is Barry Skolnick. I would call myself an entrepreneur and collector, certainly of fine art and cars. I was born and raised in New York. I've been here now in Miami for well over 20 years now. I got in at the right time, because things have gone absolutely crazy. It's really become a very serious car culture and art as well. It's something that I always wanted to create, my own collection, my own facility. You know, Ferrari was always my dream brand. I mean, it's, you know, you grow up and looking at Ferraris and dreaming of owning them, perhaps someday, at least I did. Was an artist that I met on the street of New York City. I was going to brunch with a group of people, and this fellow was standing outside on the corner of Madison Avenue with this painting, and it kind of intrigued me. Kind of liked it. It was kind of Picasso-esque, and I liked his style, and I went and bought 10 of his pieces, and unlike cars where you order a car on a screen, it could take years before you see that car. I mean, literally, where art is sort of, it's refreshing that it's there, it exists right away, and you can take it and appreciate it. Some of the most special Ferraris. I think one of my favorite ones is the Ferrari TDF, the Tour de France. It's got the right feel for me. It's got the right sound, the right, vibe. I probably put the most miles on my Ferrari TDF. The Monza was a very special car. It gives me a different sense of appreciation when people do come in and they see it and they've never seen anything like it. I mean, I've been to several car collections. It's very different than most places, and not unlike some of my older spaces where I had old gas station signs and gas pumps and mostly just car-related stuff. This kind of took it to another level, I think.
All right, here we go. My name is Ernie Bach Jr. I've lived in Norwood, Massachusetts my whole life. This is my hometown. I love it here. When I first purchased this home, it was on less than 2 acres. So it took me 20 years to buy the 17 houses that surround it, and now it's on 7.9 acres. I really didn't know what I was going to do with the final piece. I think I was in the Caribbean with my friend, and he told me, he said, "Hey, what are you going to do with these vehicles? What are you going to do?" I go, "I don't really know." He says, "You gotta build a salon." And I said, "A salon? What a great idea." And with his inspiration, I built the auto salon. It was completed in June of 2020. In my general taste, I'm an analog guy. Classic rock, which is what I love. It's a total analog world. I have a 1965 330 GT 2+2. I have a 1979 512 BB. I think my favorite today in my collection is the Roma. When I think of Ferrari, I actually get goosebumps when you ask that question. When I think of Ferrari, I just think of the most amazing vehicle produced today. When I was younger, I had a band. We toured around and played original rock and roll. If you want to go check it out, it's Ernie and the Automatic. It's just an original rock and roll band. I have probably too many guitars, and they're amazing. Each one has its own feel, its own touch, its own sound, its own story. This room is a manifestation of my love for music. This is Carriage House 1. In Carriage House 2, I've always been a big fan of India. Been there 6 times. I hope to go more. India is a funny place. Once you go, it forever calls you back. And I thought it would be a great tribute to my love of India to do a room with the vibe of that. The theory with the mausoleum that I believe, and I think a lot of people would agree with this, is that nobody wants to be buried alone. The 2 quotes I have, one by Lennon and McCartney and one by Gandhi, they're important to me. I think they sum up life in an incredible, concise saying. I'll tell you, Ferrari is so special. So I thought it would be a no-brainer just to make a beautiful place for everybody to gather and enjoy the vehicles.
Well, you know what? There's a home, the perfect home for a Ferrari. We've seen some incredible garages. I'm joined right now on stage by Flavio Manzoni and Matteo Torre. Thank you so much for joining me up here. Obviously, it's an exciting day, but Matteo, we see these cars go to incredible collections around the world. What is this moment like for you?
Now, it's a very special moment, and I would like to spend a few words to congratulate and thank the contributors to these incredible garages, because not just the garages, but the story they are telling are really, really amazing. So we are very excited today. We are very excited to be here. We are excited to be with all our Ferraristi. Really, it's a big family, it's a big community, and it's a moment for us to stay together and spend good times all together looking at our beautiful cars. We are excited also because we have a very special car here. It's one of the 999 cars produced. Is one of the Competizione car, the Ferrari 12 Competizione, but it's very special to us for one reason, because this car has a special purpose. Flavio will describe the car later on, but the purpose is to contribute to our Ferrari Foundation that we have just established, that has really a very important project behind really for our corporate social responsibility initiatives that are mainly focused on education. So today is the moment we are presenting the car to the public. The car will be auctioned on October 17 at a gala event that we are doing in New York City this year. And we are very curious to see the car because I haven't seen the car in the flesh yet. So it's a surprise for me too.
Well, one man that has been involved from the beginning. Flavio, before we see the car, give us a sneak peek. The process was unique.
Yeah, it was really unique because we were thinking about something which is really special. The idea was basically, we call it a sketch car. The idea was basically to make a very artistic livery which somehow reconnects the end of the project with the beginning. So the sketch is the initial, the very early sketch of the car that has been transferred to the final form, and it's beautiful to see this connection. And it reminds me the very first sketch that I did in 2010 when I joined the company. That was a sketch made with a pen, a black pen, on a yellow cardboard. At the time, I didn't have any possibility to sketch one of my Ferraris, of course, because I was just beginning. But now, this is one of our babies, where I could make this beautiful connection between the 2 points, the starting point and the end of the process.
Well, we can't wait to see it, but now let's take a look into that process and the journey that Flavio, this car, and his whole team underwent. Wow, wow, wow. Matteo, here it is. What do you think?
I'm speechless. I'm speechless. No, amazing, amazing. Flavio, you are a real artist. You are a real artist. And I'm really impressed by the process, and the car is amazing, amazing, really stunning.
Well, now we see it. We get the reaction from everyone here, everyone around the world watching. Flavio, this is your baby, the creation of your team, the design inspiration. Give us a little tour of your own.
Well, as you can see, there are all the lines of one sketch, but also the notes, because when I sketch, it's my habit to also to put notes. When we are thinking, my team and I, thinking about a new car, of course, we think about concepts, and it's nice to transfer it to on paper. Basically, the process has been quite long. It took almost 6 months to make it, because the idea was to start from a small sketch and then to scale it up. Because when you look at the lines, which are very thin in a sketch, and then they are scaled up, I think they are a very artistic touch. So basically, it has been done. The question was how to transfer all the lines, mapping the lines on the final shape of the car. And it has been done using the technique of the hyperrealistic artists. So masks and airbrush.
Yeah, wow.
Airbrush, so done meticulously with a lot of precision, and then finally improved manually with the brush. So this is the process. It took many months, especially to map all the lines perfectly, matching, let's say, the theoretical lines of the car.
So for you, what's it like as you were, I'm sure, a young boy that drew cars on notepads. Then, as you went through your career, you were creating your concepts into real cars. This is a little bit in reverse. We're now seeing an insight into your craft.
Yeah, it's reverse. But, I mean, this is the beauty of this idea that came like this, talking with the team of the tailor-made department and my team, and we had this beautiful idea that I think can be also the beginning of a new type of liveries, not necessarily the typical graphic elements of a livery, but what's something which is really artistic.
So I love it. I love it. Is that tensione?
Tensione delle linee means tension of the lines, but you can see many notes. This is the blade, the carbon fiber blade. This is here you can see all the vortex generators that are one of the key features of the car. So there is no, let's say, there is no rear screen on this car, but this surface has been used to improve the aerodynamic efficiency of the car, so working closely with the aerodynamic engineers. But this is something that explains very well the design process. Engineering, so science, but also art together.
And of course, the interior is carrying the same design through.
Same design.
Everybody here, when you get the chance later, try and take a look because it carries the theme.
It has been done an amazing job. My team really made a fantastic job to transfer my sketches on the Alcantara of this interior, so without losing this fresh touch of the strokes of a pen. This has been done with a very modern process, as a kind of let's say laser cut on the fabric, and you will have a look.
It's fantastic. Matteo, for you, you are in the business of marketing and you sell these incredible cars. It's very hard for Ferrari to top itself. Every generation it increases its own levels. What do you think this car symbolizes to the market now for the lucky collector that will take this car?
I really think that we are opening a new dimension. As Flavio said, really it's a limited edition car. Really is very desirable. But I really think that the craftsmanship that Flavio has added to this car is really adding another layer of the exclusivity and the level of craftsmanship that Ferrari can express. So for me, we are setting a new benchmark, and this is definitely a new milestone of the Ferrari history in this country, and it will remain forever. This car will outlast all of us, so these are part of the automotive history.
Wow. Well, this isn't scheduled, but a round of applause for Flavio and Matteo for everything they created here. That's fantastic. Dave, someone is going to have this in a collection, maybe like we saw on the TV just now.
It's absolutely wonderful, Justin. And to listen to Flavio Manzoni describing how that has come to life. And of course, Tailor-Made is Ferrari's exclusive program for those that wish to create a car that somehow reflects their character and their personal taste. And I know you mentioned, JB, just how Ferrari are unable to top things year on year on year, but that is just a truly remarkable car. There have been so many highlights this afternoon, and Amanda Busick, can you name perhaps one of your favorite things?
Wow, my favorite thing. I mean, how can you not have chills when you watch a live reveal happen in person? But talking about the Le Mans victory today, that was really special. My outfit, thank you, Ferrari. But my favorite moment of the day is always sharing in this beautiful afternoon with our Ferrari family and friends, the owners of these magnificent pieces behind us that loaned them to us for this weekend and those incredible garages that we visited. But since I'm documenting the moment too, I gotta step over here and get my snapshot, and I know you guys are going to be finishing out the show over there, but come join me when you're done.
That's it, we've got a photo opportunity, JB, like you and I, do our hair especially.
Just don't stand next to Flavio.
No.
He's just too stylish.
But he is such an artist as well, Justin. I mean, I've had the privilege of working, will you believe, Flavio Manzoni actually came and joined me on the air, commentating on a race. And then, of course, we launched a car, and his passion and his ability to express that passion was utterly infectious.
One of the big things, I mean, Amanda's been out there amongst all these incredible cars, but, you know, we get to see them behind. I've seen so many of these out on the racetrack, and to see them here in the sanctuary of Pebble Beach, to see them, you know, overlooked by everyone at Casa Ferrari. There are people here who own these cars, who have a passion for these cars, and in a way, I think Matteo just said it, these cars outlive us all, and they're curators of the hobby, they're curators of the legend, the legacy that is Ferrari. And, you know, racing is a dirty, hard, violent, very demanding sport. It extracts the most out of everybody, and just to see the Le Mans trophy here, sitting here, it's so serene. People have champagne and, you know, eating the finest foods, but that was hard won. That took a sacrifice on behalf of an entire army of Ferrari, you know, engineers, designers, drivers, mechanics, and to see it here just really symbolizes it took them 58 years to get it back, and I wouldn't put my money against them getting it next year.
It's just actually, what you're saying there makes absolute sense, because when we looked at that parade feature that happened in Maranello, on the success of the hypercar when they brought it back to the factory, the opportunity for all the staff, all the team, all the engineers, and so many people work behind the scenes to create success. I appreciate, Justin, you've been a successful racing driver. Yes, you have to pedal the car, but there's a lot of people behind the scenes that make that happen.
Yeah, and we're the lucky ones. We get to carry the champagne and at the end. But I'll tell you what, it has been an amazing weekend here. This, as I said, is the highlight of the Saturday. You can see all the families walking by, people, I mean, the grown-up men behaving like kids, taking photographs of cars. I love it. I mean, I think we've had an amazing representation of the past, the present and the future of Ferrari, and you know what, it's just very special to be part of it.
The evolution continues, doesn't it? And you know, for me, it was absolutely magnificent to be here last year. I thought it can't get any better than that, but yes, it has once again. Okay, let me put you right on the point here, JB. Favorite bit of Casa Ferrari and the display on the lovely lawn here today
is hearing thoroughbred Ferrari race cars drive onto a golf course. That pretty much sums it up. I've always wanted to do it, and these guys did. So, yeah, I mean, kudos to Ferrari to bring, you know, the owners are so passionate about the cars they own that they can't wait to share them. That is uniquely Ferrari. They can't wait to share them. So, thank you very much for bringing your cars, and next time I would like to drive it onto the lawn. Just saying.
There was a bit of a hint there, wasn't there? So we're going to have to try and make that happen, aren't we? JB actually wants to drive the car on the lawn. So thank you very much, Justin Bell. Thanks, of course, to Amanda Busick and to everybody else that's made this all possible. From my side, it's been an absolute thrill to be here once again in Casa Ferrari for 2023. But most importantly, to everyone that has brought their car here, everyone that's here in Casa Ferrari, thank you to you. And of course, thank you to you for watching. Forza Ferrari.